we've talked about and analyzed it so much, but on NBC, they showed Peter Pan live. It was a television special broadcast by NBC on December 4th, 2014. It was part of an assignment that Regan had to do. Basically, she had to stay up past her bedtime and watch this thing because it's a 3-hour-long spectacular. And I will say it was spectacular, wouldn't you? So, the special featured a live production of the 1954 musical adaptation of Peter Pan. One thing I was wondering about Peter Pan, I didn't quite get the story. I was thinking there was something physically off about Peter Pan. Maybe you can help me out with this. Was there something about Peter Pan, the character, that you found disturbing?
Peter Pan's a girl.
Well, I mean, traditionally, the part of Peter Pan, live anyway, was played by women. Mary Martin, Kathy Rigby, Sandy Duncan. So, what did you think of the girl playing the boy?
Well, most of my classmates, when I told them Peter Pan's a girl, they were like so surprised, like it was a first to them, because the girl kind of had like a boyish voice.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a...
But no boy can sing like that.
But yeah, that's the thing. See, mommy told me that. She said that traditionally, if you want for there to be a young boy who never ages, you'll want to get a young lady because their voice doesn't change and they kind of sound. It's like Bart Simpson. Bart Simpson is played. The voice of Bart Simpson is Nancy Cartwright, and she's been that way for over 20 years, 25 years, playing this Bart Simpson character. So, was there anything else you wanted to offer about Peter Pan? What did you...
Money talks.
What does that mean, though?
It means that money, like people do anything for money.
They certainly do. Now I know you're a big Tinkerbell fan. As a matter of fact, when you were born, your grandmother told us, upon seeing pictures of you for the first time, this is before she came and visited. She said you look like a little pixie. What do you think of Tinkerbell? Really enjoying your cookies, aren't you? So what do you think? What do you think of Tinkerbell?
Well, I really like her because there's a bunch of shows from Neverland. Like there are fairies of Neverland, like Tinkerbell, her friends and stuff. And I also have a book of when she first was there.
Right. It's a book. It's a big book too. Is it one story?
Yeah, it's one big story.
I remember. It's like the origin of Tinkerbell.
Yeah, it's when she was first there.
Yeah. What happened? Tell me a little bit. How did this? What is the story? The origin story?
Well, in the beginning, she was like a little baby in a leaf. She was so tiny, and a magic dandelion went on her. That's how every fairy is born. They get like magic dandelion on them, and they grow big, beautiful wings.
Really? And okay, so the Tinkerbell was a real child at one point, a human child.
No, all fairies are like tiny, tiny humans until dandelions go on them and they become fairy wings.
All children?
No, it only happens to fairies.
Oh. So,
that's how all fairies start out.
So for me, I like the spirit of the live television program. It was staged and everything. It was a bit awkward because they were using computer-generated effects for Peter's shadow, right? So basically, wait, fill me in on the story. Give me the story of Peter Pan first before I go into the technical.
I'm gonna do well, I saw the one was before when they did Tinkerbell's flashlight.
Right.
It was on it was on Cartoon Network.
Oh, right, yeah, that was okay. What Regan is referring to is that originally they didn't really have CGI effects and computer-generated stuff. So they used a flashlight in place of anything else when they were showing Tinkerbell on stage. But they basically, probably just a regular old flashlight you can buy in any hardware store because it was a pretty cheap effect. I don't know how they managed this shadow. They probably had somebody off stage with the light like up against the window. Anyway, tell us a little bit about the story of Peter Pan. What is it about?
I saw like the animated version on Cartoon Network.
Yes. Tell us about the story, though.
The story? I don't know. Well, should I tell about how Peter Pan and Tinkerbell met?
No. I mean, how does it begin? It begins with the Darlings, right? Wendy and her two brothers in their bedroom.
The great brothers dancing with the teddy bear.
So what happened?
Well, their dad is stuck up his nose, and the silly cat, and their dad doesn't like their dog, so they don't let him sleep in there for the night. And later on, when like Peter Pan comes, when he was like still up, she was staring at the ceiling. Mm-hmm. And when Peter Pan comes, she like falls asleep a little bit, and then Peter Pan comes
through the window.
Yeah, but first Tinkerbell comes into the vase thing.
Yeah, I guess I think that Peter Pan and Tinkerbell show up looking for his shadow because the shadows run off or something, right?
Yeah, that was before the movie.
He sprinkles pixie dust on.
That was not right after.
Well, like they have a little song and dance, but you know.
No, I mean they like use tape to put his shadow back on him, and
yeah, that's kind of insane. Drink your milk. So if I fill in for Regan a little bit, basically Peter abducts Wendy and the children, and they take them to Neverland, where apparently she is to be mother to this horde of lost boys. It never really occurred to me how bizarre the story is, but let's move on to Christopher Walken as Captain Hook. What did you think of Christopher Walken?
They picked the right person.
Really? You think so?
To be a walloping zombie in a pirate ship.
Well, to be fair, he looked a little more like Fu Manchu. But he doesn't really do much, does he? I mean, like, with the singing, he doesn't really sing. He just he talks his way through songs. And then he does a little soft shoe for his dancing.